Hi, Wes Lee, and welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. The weather this past week was just about as mundane as can be. A weak cool front early in the week brought very limited rains to the state. A few lucky spots like Cherokee and Nowata and Miami collected around a half an inch. The rest of the stations were much less, with most recording nothing in the bucket. One good thing is that this time of year the evapotranspiration rates tend to be very small. This short crop ET map from Tuesday shows rates are basically 1/10 of an inch or less per day on well-watered soils. This allows us to survive much longer between rains as compared to the hot summertime. Another good thing for producers, especially those growing wheat, is that the lack of rain clouds allows for good sunlight and warmer temperatures. This can be illustrated by looking at wheat growing degree days. Here we see the degree days for wheat planted on October 1 through November the 10th at 3 state locations. The blue bars are for this year, the orange bars for last year, and the gray bars is a 5-year average. You can see at all locations that we are right on track with the 5-year average and much ahead of last year. Granted, many of those days occurred under limited moisture situations this year. Now here's Gary with more details on the rain situation.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, it's been at least a couple of weeks since we got that wonderful moisture from the big winter storm that hit in late October, and that's probably had an impact on the Drought Monitor map. Let's take a look. Same basic picture across the western half of the state, a little bit more of an increase in the abnormally dry conditions. That's that yellow color up into north central Oklahoma as we get into Kingfisher, Grant counties, those areas. But then we see a new area down in south central into southeast Oklahoma. Those, again, abnormally dry conditions have cropped up in areas where we see those deficits starting to mount. Let's take a look at the growing season to date rainfall map from the Mesonet. So that's September 1st through this week. We see those good amounts of moisture as we get up into parts of central into southwest Oklahoma. Again, those areas hardest hit by the ice storm. Over into east central Oklahoma, some areas from 14 to 17 inches of rainfall. But we also see areas down in south central over into southeast Oklahoma with 5 to 6 inches of rainfall. Even though we have a chance of rain for later this week, we do see next week from the medium range outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center for temperature, we see greatly increased odds of above normal temperatures as we get later into next week. And then unfortunately for precipitation, we see increased odds of below normal precipitation. So probably no help from the drought as we get later into next week, but we certainly need that help. So as we talk about warmer and drier conditions next week, one of the things we're going to have to watch out for is possibly increased wildfire danger if we do get some winds and those low relative humidities. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but we definitely need some rain across the parts of the state. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.